So, you want to learn how to mod Morrowind. I'm so glad you clicked on this video, but a quick intro before we get started. This is going to be a tutorial for very much beginners. I am not an experienced modder or anything like that. I'm just hoping to save at least one person from going through what I went through the other day trying to mod this game. And we're going to go over what we're going to be downloading. So pull up this real quick. We're going to go through this Steam article together. And we're not going to download every single one. We're just going to download a couple. So what we're doing today, downloading Winrar, Nexus Mod Manager, Loot. Then we're going to grab Morrowind Script Extender Nightly. Then we're going to grab Patch for Purists, Morrowind Code Patch, Better Dialogue Font, MWSE, Morrowind Optimization Patch. And then just a couple more, we're going to grab Morrowind Enhanced Textures, Improved Better Heads, Plugin List Khajiit Head Pack, and we're also going to grab Better Running. And then two things not on this website, we are going to grab WRYE Mash, the 2021 version, and then we're also going to grab Midnight Oil, which is a lighting mod. So now that we know what we're getting into, if that sounds like a good setup for you, you're just looking for some basic improvements in the game, nothing crazy, no gigantic mod lists or anything like that, stick around. Alright, so let's get into it. And I thought we could start off by showing off how my game looks right now. I got the better faces installed, and some enhanced textures, and stuff like that. Super basic, nothing crazy, and some like basic bug fixes. So this is how everything is looking. Oh, I'm also running faster. That was a necessity for me. Here's another face. Looking good, because the running in this game is so damn slow. So let's head over to somewhere recognizable so you can really see how different things look. And here we've arrived at the South Wall Corner Club. If you've played any Morrowind, I'm sure you recognize this. So already look at how different the NPCs look. And all the textures are just so... they just pop out at you. They look really nice. That's what I like about it. Looking so good. And I also have the Khajiit looking a little improved with whiskers. This is my character. But that's not important. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's get started. Future Brenta here. I forgot to mention before we do any of this, go ahead and start Morrowind and put the resolution as high as it can go, and the graphics settings also up to max. And then go ahead and exit out of the game and then start this process. Alright, let's go. Okay, so this is where we're going to be starting. I will leave a link to this article, I guess, in the description, and this is where we're going to be getting a lot of our links from, and I'll also put any links that aren't on this page in the description so we can make it really easy, a really simple process. So starting off, if you've never modded before, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab Winrar, and more than likely you're going to grab this top version, Winrar 7.01 English 64-bit. Probably not going to get the 32-bit. So starting off with that, get that all downloaded, and it's going to keep asking you to pay for it, but you don't have to. It will continue to work for free forever, so don't worry about that. So once you get that downloaded, we got that taken care of. And then we're just gonna like go through this together. I'm gonna be right here in the top corner with you. Everything's gonna work out great. So now we got Winrar. Next we're gonna do Nexus Mod Manager. And you're going to want to get this one at the top here, the .exe. Go ahead, get that installed. Okay, and once you've installed that, it's going to try and find a bunch of games that you have installed to see what you want to use it with. I don't use Nexus Mod Manager for anything other than Morrowind, but it recognized these as games that I have. So go ahead and get that straightened away, and then just go ahead and go into Morrowind. And we're not going to be using this quite yet, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So this is what you'll see when you first open it.
So we're gonna come back to that.
So at this point, if Nexus Mod Manager for some reason isn't detecting Morrowind, all you have to do is go into the directory of Morrowind and select it yourself, and it will head over to Nexus Mod Manager. And I go over how to quickly find the directory a little bit later in the video.
Okay, going back to the list, we're gonna want to grab loot, which we honestly probably don't need for what we're doing today, but I got it just in case. It's typically for bigger mod loads and stuff like that, and load orders, which is something that I don't know anything about, so we're not going to get into that. But just go ahead and grab it, download it, and again, this is what it will look like. This is what you'll see. You won't see all these mods over here yet, but this is what the window looks like. Okay, so now we're going to want to grab something that is not on this article, and that is it WRYE? Is that, I keep calling it wire mash.
And for WRYE, make sure to grab exactly which version I'm downloading here. I will leave a link in the description. Do not download the 2009 version. It will not work with what we're doing today.
This is the correct page. So we're going to want to scroll down, and we're actually going to want to grab this one down here called WRYE 2021. And we're gonna get the 64 one. So go ahead and download that. Okay, so now we have downloaded Winrar, Nexus Mod Manager, Loot, and WRYE. So for the first three, you can go ahead and download those. They don't need to have anything to do with the Morrowind directory yet. We're not there yet. So go ahead and get those downloaded and set up, but don't do anything with WRYE just yet. We're gonna put that on the back burner. So now, once those are all installed, we're going to come down and grab Morrowind Script Extender Nightly. So we're going to want to make sure to get this version. Can't tell you why, it's just what works for me. And I don't want to mess up any process of this because this game is like built on eggshells. It is just, it can come down so easily with just one simple download or anything, so keeping this real straightforward. We're going to want to go into our downloads, and you'll have a few more here, but we're going to go Morrowind Script Extender, and with that Winrar, we're going to extract files. And again, there is probably easier ways to do this, more efficient ways, but to keep this simple, clean, and not confusing, we're going to do it like this. Even though this might be confusing to other people, I don't know. So just go ahead, extract the files. I just send it straight to the download, so it's all right here. And now it's all extracted. So now what we get to do is, so we got to find the Morrowind directory. The easiest way to do this is to go to, so I'm using the Steam version. I don't think this method works with the CD version. I could be wrong. Go into Properties, go Installed Files, and then just Browse Files. And then that will take you right to the Morrowind directory. So that's really easy. So now we're here. So what you want to do is take all of these files, highlight them all, and drag them all over into your data folder. So I'm not going to do that because they're already over here. And throughout any point in this process, if it gives you the pop-up file already found, go ahead and overwrite that file. Then you're going to want to run here it is, Morrowind Script Extender update.exe. Okay, we're backing up a little. Messed up one thing. When you go to run the script extender, run it as administrator. And that will fix everything for you. Don't forget that step. Okay, moving forward, now we're getting to the actual, like, mods in the game. So all of these right here, we're going to get all of these. And we're not going to get every single one on this list because my heart cannot handle that. So we're just going to grab all of these essential ones. So it is the patch for Purists, Morrowind code patch, better dialogue font, MWSE, Morrowind optimization patch. Then we're also going to grab Morrowind enhanced textures, which one? Improved better heads, the Khajiit head pack, and we're also going to throw in faster running speed. So that's all the ones that we're going to get today. And this is what worked for me. After it took me 6 hours to figure this out. So definitely not an easy process. So what we're gonna do is, oh, hey. So we're gonna close out all of that and open up Nexus Mod Manager. So this is where all of for these next mods, we're not gonna have to extract them and put them in the files. This is gonna do it all for us. Just for a couple though. We do have to do a lot of the legwork. It's going to be Patch for Purists and Better Dialogue Font. So go ahead, let's go in here, Nexus Mods. It's just going to be this file right here, manual download. Should start, and then Better Dialogue Font, same thing. This top one. And this does say Polish edition down here. I have read a bunch of Reddit posts and stuff, and a lot of issues stem from players trying to do all of these on a Morrowind that's running through a different language. I can't help with that. I am very sorry. This is just for the English version. So once we have Better Dialogue and Patch for Purists, we're going to go back into our windows for Morrowind and downloads. So you're going to see the zip files for Patch for Purists and the Better Dialogue. So let's go into Nexus Mod Manager, and you're going to hit Add Mod from File, and from here you can insert, just click on it, hit Open, and do it for both of them. You can't do it, I don't think you can do them at the same time. I also wouldn't recommend doing them at the same time. Again, very careful when messing with the files of these games. Okay, so now you should see Patch for Purists and Better Dialogue Font in there.
Forgot to mention, in Nexus Mod Manager, to actually activate the mod, you have to click on whichever one is disabled. You'll see it's disabled because of that red X right next to it. And then in the top left, you'll see this check mark that says installs or enables the selected mod. It does just that. Just go ahead and click on that while your mods are highlighted, and then you'll see that green check mark right next to them.
And you can go ahead and organize them in these little folders. It doesn't really do anything for the game, I don't think. Could be wrong. Could be very wrong on that, but this is what mine looks like at the moment. So now we've got those installed. Awesome. So we're gonna head back over to the page, and we're gonna do Morrowind code patch. So this one, again, we're gonna be doing the legwork. So go ahead, get it downloaded off of Nexus. We're gonna go into our downloads, and it should be there. So extract it, and then it'll come up in the downloads again, and then drag it all over into the directory. Do not put this one into the data files, just the Morrowind directory. So then you are going to want to run it as administrator again. Hit yes, and then it'll pull up this window. So there's a lot going on here. In my opinion, I think a lot of the things that are already selected are good. I don't feel the need to change anything, but if you do, I cannot help you, okay? If you click on another box in here and something goes wrong in the game, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? But because we downloaded Patch for Purists, we are going to specifically want to go into this one, mod specific, and click off separate axe inventory sounds and creature voiceover enable. Apparently these are just some conflicting files, I guess, in the mod, so just make sure to check those off, and then hit apply chosen patches, and then that should do everything for you. Should be good to go. Okay, next thing we are downloading is going to be MWSE, which is the big boy, one of the big boys. This one, let's see, it adds render distant views, scenery, shadows, high quality shaders, and other features. So it's a lot of texture stuff. So you're going to want to get this top one, the installer, download that, and once you unzip that one, it's just going to be an installer. So go ahead and drag it into the Morrowind directory, and again, run that as admin, and it will give you the option to update script extender, I believe. Click that off, make sure that box is unchecked because we already downloaded Script Extender. We don't need it.
When installing, it's going to ask where you want to send the files to, and just make sure to send them into the directory.
And then it should put a bunch of files into here for you. And you should, among them, find MGEXE.GUI.exe. And that's this one, and go ahead and run that one as administrator. Let's see what happens here. And then you get this window. And just by opening this, it should connect to your game. And you shouldn't have to do anything else with that. That should be all good to go. Okay. Next up is the optimization patch. Go ahead and download this file. Okay, and once that is downloaded, we are going to head back over to the article that we are following. And if you read here, it says, just drop the contents of the 00 core and the 04 better vanilla textures. It says there's a good chance these will get overridden later, maybe if you add more mods and stuff. So we are just going to do exactly that. Go into your two windows here, make sure you extracted the file, and once it is extracted, just go ahead and drop this into the data files. Okay, so with Morrowind optimization patch downloaded, that brings us to our last couple mods here, which is going to be improved better heads, and the Khajiit head pack, and then the faster running speed. Alright, that's all we got left. So let's head on over to improved heads. Go ahead and download this guy right here.
I know I was circling that top file with my cursor, but you actually need to download the other file, the second one that says unpacked version. It will only work if we use that specific download.
Do the same for the Khajiit pack. It should just be this. Yes, this. Oh, well, I downloaded the Whiskers version because I wanted the Whiskers, so this is the one I have, but it should be fine if you do this one if you don't want the Whiskers for whatever reason. So go ahead and get those downloaded, and then go ahead and download the running one as well, which is scroll down here. I get the alternative run faster, faster running speed. And on this article, it says that it does make them run a little funny because it applies to all NPCs. It does not affect me that much. I'm like, I don't care. As long as I get to run fast, it's not a big deal to me. So if that doesn't bother you, go ahead and go for this one. Before we leave here, we're also going to want to grab one more. Actually, we're just going to go to one of the Nexus windows we have open and look up Midnight Oil Lighting Overhaul. This is another one that I really liked. So go ahead and get that downloaded in there, and these ones are going to be so simple. Before we get to the simple part, we're going to get this one out of the way, which is the running one. So I guess I do have to do an example for this one for you guys. Let me download it. Got that downloaded, so now we're heading into the files. We are looking for the running mod. There it is down at the bottom. Extract that baby. Take it out. So now you're only going to want one of these. So if you look through here, there is the fast, faster, faster plus, and fastest. And then there's one folder that says not to be used for normal gameplay, and these are extremely fast running speeds. So I'm just using the faster. So if you were like, that's a good speed she's going at the beginning of the video, this will be the one for you. But if you want a little slower, then that one obviously, or a little faster than these two. Doesn't matter which one, just go ahead. I believe these ones get dropped into the data files. Let me double check that. Let's see, run faster. Yes, so go ahead, pick which one you want. Again, only one of these files. So I would grab the faster, drop it directly into data files in the Morrowind directory. Okay, so now it is super easy. All we gotta do, go into Nexus Mod Manager, hit add mod, and then just select the ones we just did, which was the improved better heads, the Khajiit pack, and then your Midnight Oil. And then that will all get downloaded into here, and you should be good to go there. Now, I just realized I forgot another big boy. We're going to want this one. I don't know how I missed this. Morrowind Enhanced Textures. This is so nice. It looks so good. Okay. So you're just gonna want to download this main file, manual download. Okay, looking good. So now we got the zip file in here somewhere. Where did it go? Oh, that's right. It's not here yet. This one is a big download. This will take a couple minutes. So I'm actually not going to download this one with you guys because this one is fairly simple, although it is big. So for this one, again, super simple. You just got to put it in through Nexus Mod Manager. Just click on that already zipped file, and it'll go directly into here, which is great, easy. We love to see it. So then yours will should look exactly like this by now. At this point, you're probably thinking, okay, well, why did we download the WRYE mash if we're not going to use it? That's where we're going to install it now. And I know a lot of people will probably think that's a bad move. I think like you should probably install it like at the beginning, but this is what worked for me, and it literally fixed every problem I was having. So we're gonna implement it at this stage. So again, this is probably to more experienced people, it's gonna look like a huge mess, and I get that. I get that. I am not experienced, but what you're going to do is go into our download, and you're gonna see data files and Mopey. And so go into these folders and take them all out and drop them into, should be able to just drop them into the directory. Yeah. Drop them directly into the directory. All of that good stuff. I know it's messy, I'm sorry, okay, but this is what is working. So then you're going to want to run mash64.exe. When you go to run the exe, it's going to ask where you want to send the files to, and just put them wherever you're going to remember where they're at. It doesn't matter where you put them, just make sure you can return to it when need be. In the directory, make sure you're running it from the directory. And this is the screen that is going to come up. So hopefully, and go ahead and have all these checked, it should be okay. Hopefully there shouldn't be any issues quite yet for you. But this is what it looks like. It's all installed now, we're good. So just exit that out. And now that all of that good stuff is downloaded is when you're going to actually want to open the game and see how it's running. So let's open the game together. This is just the launcher. What we want to do, okay, literally, I'm telling you this because nobody told me this, and apparently it's like the most common asked question, okay? To activate your ESP files that you just downloaded, all you have to do is click on that data files right there, and then just check on these boxes. Just check them all on. And then you're good to go. Mine looks like this. It should look exactly like this. Okay? So then you're just gonna hit OK and boot up that Morrowind. Alright, so first thing that you're going to see when you open the game is this warning. And it's going to pop up every single time, unfortunately. Just hit yes. You're all good. And then you should be able to get to this screen. If you're not able to get to this screen, I don't know. I don't know, I'm sorry. You should be able to get to this screen. If you can't get to this screen, we're gonna go over some problem solving at the last bit of this video. So go ahead and load your whatever save you want, or start a new game. If you're starting a new game, that's fine too. I just find the best way to test out if they're actually working is to have a save that you're already familiar with. So here we go. Everything is looking good. We got all of our stuff intact. Everything's working. And hopefully you're good to play now. But unfortunately, Morrowind is not black and white when it comes to messing with these files, so we might have to do some problem solving. So let's go to that.
So before we head over to problem solving, we're going to do 2 quick fixes. So the first one, I think you can actually see it in the video. My better dialogue actually accidentally got like overwritten or something during the process and it wasn't showing up and I didn't even notice. So to fix this, really easy, just go into Nexus Mod Manager, find whatever mod seems to got overwritten. Mine was the better dialogue font. I just deactivated it and then waited and then reactivated it, and it was all fine. It showed up in the game, everything was all good. Now, the second quick fix we're gonna head into Morrowind to do. Okay, so here we are in Morrowind. Just real quick, I wanna show you what the better dialogue is supposed to look like. You might not be able to notice it if it's not activated, but you will definitely know if it's on. You will be able to read it so much more clear, and it doesn't have that blurry texture to it. Biggest way for me to tell is to go into the journal, because it clears it up so much. It looks so nice. Okay, so the other quick fix that we're gonna go over is, oh, not that one, the UI scale. So when you first come in, it might look, the UIs might look really small, and you might not be able to read it all that well. So what you're gonna do is go into MWSE in the game. Here, let me go back. There's this mod config down here. This will be a new option. I think it's from the script extender. Click on that, and then go in here, and right here it says UI scale, and you can do it up, do it down, and fit it to however you like it. And you will probably want to make this window smaller while you're doing this so that you can actually see what it's doing. But yeah, I was really confused. I was like, why is everything so tiny? And that'll be a quick fix for you. But now into the problem solving. Problem solving, the most fun part of this whole experience. I'll just explain kind of what happened to me and how I fixed it. And spoiler alert, a lot of the problems were fixed by WRYE. It's like a miracle product, okay? Okay, so what was going on? I booted up the game, had all my mods in there, and I kept getting this text file. It was basically like script something not found, this and that. And even if I was like, okay, run it anyway, it's fine, the game would not load. It crashed. I was like, okay, what's going on? So then I was like, okay, let me solve this. And people were saying, okay, code patch, that thing we downloaded earlier might be the problem, so go ahead and untick this box. I'm gonna go show you. What I had done, they said to go into code patch, which I will do now. And they said it could be this causing your game to not load. And it was the issue. It's save game corruption fix. So, unchecked the box. I was like, okay, I'm all good now. And it did load. The issue was, when you loaded in, every single NPC had a double. There was 2 of literally every person. And so then panic mode starts. I'm like, okay, I messed something up big time. So do not uncheck that box, okay? Do not. So let's leave code patch alone for now, but we are going to use it in a little bit. So the first thing you're going to want to do when problem solving, hopefully you won't have to do all this. I really hope that this tutorial was able to bypass any of the issues I was running into, but you never know. So go into installed files, and super simple, just verify the integrity of the files. And as we can see on my game, it says 5 files failed to validate and will be reacquired. So that's a good sign. So then once that is verified, we're going to go into code patch once again. And we are going to hit apply chosen patches just to make sure everything runs through again. So that's all good. Then we are going to open up MASH. Here is the big problem solver. If nothing else is working, this should be able to fix things for you. So again, I like to check these off even though they are already running through the Nexus Mod Manager. It shouldn't cause problems. It hasn't for me. And then these are your saves. You're going to go into saves, There's mods and then there's saves. And then whatever save you're having troubles with, if you're at the point that I was, this will fix everything. You just right click on whatever save and then hit repair all, and it'll go through and fix it for you. No problems found! Woo! I did not see much of that yesterday. So then, once that is all straightened out, let's go into Morrowind again and see if it runs. Okay, so here we are. Just checking off that yes again, don't care. Don't care, didn't ask. And load into your game, and hopefully it is working by this point. And at this point, if it's loading and you get any of those, like, something something not found, run anyway, or executable or whatever, just hit yes, should be fine. Shouldn't give you issues. So look, now we're in Balmora with all of our mods in here. Everything's looking good. I really genuinely hope that this helped. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I cannot promise that I can help with everything. Again, I'm not an expert. This is just what I did, and I wanted to save at least one person from going through what I went through yesterday, trying to mod this frickin' game. So I really hope that you learned something, that you were able to solve a problem you had, and maybe you'll come back for the next video. Who knows? I won't ask much. If you want, I'll leave that door open. But that is all for today, and you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.